Joining me to make a sense of all of this and to have an understanding of this is Dr. Bodori Oshikomaya. She's the Executive Secretary, Lagos State Blood Transfusion Committee. It's nice to have you join me now.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great. Now, just give us an idea, just how important is blood in the life of anybody? Well,
blood is that liquid that flows through our veins, and without it, we can't be alive. So it's really important to have blood. And it's so unfortunate that blood cannot be manufactured in any company. You cannot get it to buy off the counter. It can only be donated from somebody, a living person, a human being. So it makes the donation of blood and the availability of blood really important. And you can't really actually compare with any other.
Now, over the years, we've been talking about blood donation, and there's a day set aside for that, for instance, like today.
Yeah.
Now, how aware are Nigerians and how much of blood is being donated?
The awareness has been poor for a while, but I know that it's getting better by the years. By this time last year, I'm sure that a lot of much more people did not really know about the importance of donating blood. So we are doing a lot in every part of the country to increase the awareness so as to reduce the morbidity and the mortality caused by unavailability of blood. Blood donated in Nigeria right now cannot really be documented, cannot really be, we can't really put a value to it. However, in Lagos, we do keep data of all the blood that is donated under the states, generally in the state, without the data from the federal health institutions. We have about 90,000 units of blood donated, which is actually very little. There's a huge gap between what is being donated in the states with what we expected to have to ensure that everybody that needs blood can have it available.
What do you think is responsible for this shortfall in the blood available to hospitals or people donating blood?
First of all, we've talked about its advocacy. People really do not want to donate blood. There's this fear, there's this myths, there's this cultural belief
superstition.
That a lot of superstition comes in. It's not a culture, understand? So there is no will to want to donate easily. We are used to being forced to donate blood, and that is why the World Blood Donors Day is here, to thank people that do it freely, to encourage people who have not been donating blood, especially those that are healthy, to become voluntary blood donors, as well as to encourage the government to help to put infrastructures in place to encourage voluntary blood donation.
All right, now you talk about those who are healthy. Now talk to us basically, who can or who should donate blood and who shouldn't?
Okay,
because that is really important now.
Yes, it is important. Anybody between the ages of 18 and 65 should donate blood. However, between the ages of 60 and 65, you should have been a regular blood donor. So this means that if you have never donated blood before and you're above the age of 60, we will not encourage you to donate blood.
Why is that?
Well, as you get older, there are lots of clinical conditions that arises, and we won't want to take blood from somebody that does not even know. But if you've been donating before, if there has been any issue, the health personnel reviewing you would have noticed it and would have sent you to see your doctors. So it's easier for you to be a regular donor after the age of 60 if you are a regular blood donor. Apart from that, we really want to check your weight. So there is a weight limit to donating blood. You must be at least 45 kilograms to be able to donate any amount of blood. However, between 45 and 50 kilograms, you can donate a lesser amount of blood than those that are above 50 kilograms. Understand? Then we will give you a list of questions to answer. I want to know your health conditions. Are you hypertensive? Are you on drugs? Did you have any surgery in time past?
Yeah, but people can give answers from their minds, whatever, that may not necessarily be the truth. So how do you find out?
That is why we encourage voluntary blood donation. If you come in out of your free will, nobody's forcing you to donate blood. You just want to do it. And because you want to do it out of free, you're also concerned about your own health condition, your health benefits. And that's why we discourage coercive donation. So we have different types of coercive donation. We have the replacement donation. We have the formerly husband donation that doesn't exist anymore. And we have the commercial donors. Because you have been forced to do it, there's a tendency for you to lie about the answers to those questions. So, but voluntary blood donors do not lie about it. They just want to save lives and save their own life too. So voluntary blood donors save their lives because there are benefits to donating blood, and then save other people's lives.
So how regular should anyone donate blood?
You can donate at least every 3 months.
Okay, every 3 months.
Yes,
so every quarter. So within 1 year, you can only donate 4 times in a year.
Yes, you can donate 4 times a year. However, some people can donate much more. In other climes outside the country, you donate every 56 days.
Wow.
Yes, but because we do not want to tilt our donors to other health conditions like maybe iron deficiency and anemia, we try to, our policy regulates them to about 3 months. However, we had some donors that will tell you, please, I'm LD, my blood level is okay, we've done a test. We can encourage them to donate much more frequently, but usually not more than 5 times a year.
Are there blood types that shouldn't donate blood at all?
There are no blood types that shouldn't donate blood at all, but there are genotypes. So we have, I think I have to make a distinction. So we have the blood groups and we have the genotypes. Those are qualities of red cells. So for the blood groups, we have the A, B, and O types, and we have the rhesus positive and the negative types. There is no, we don't have a discrimination to your blood type. Every type of blood, A, B, O, rhesus positive, negative, is very important to us. However, depending on your genotype, which is actually the phenotype, depending on the clinical term you're using, that is the AA, the AS, and the SS, there is some form of discrimination. So if you have sickle cell anemia, which is genotype SS or genotype SC, or in very rare cases, maybe genotype SD, we will not collect blood from you. There's a very high possibility that you won't even have enough to give anybody. But if you're a genotype AA or AS, then you're welcome to donate blood to save lives.
Well, that's really interesting to know. Now, as it is for a day like this, how should a day like this be commemorated?
Well, first of all, a day like this should be celebrated. We need to celebrate donors. Voluntary blood donors are awesome. They are dedicated and they don't ask for anything, so the least we can do is to celebrate them. So today there's a lot of celebration all around the world. Right now, once I leave here, we're going for our celebration work, which is going to happen at the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Center at Bagada General Hospital. We're going to have a celebration walk and use the opportunity to advocate for voluntary blood donation. We are going to go into the communities and talk to people. Please give blood freely. There is no harm. There is no danger in giving blood. There is nothing that should scare you. We will do our best to demystify all those myths and all those poor cultural beliefs. And it's going to be a very, very, very nice thing. Awards should be given to voluntary donors. We really need to give them awards. All right,
that's fine. Now, for those who are constant, or let me use the word regular donors, what kind of diet should they be on to enhance themselves and things like that?
I tell donors, just eat anything.
Anything.
But ensure that you take quite some vegetables and fruits. So eat whatever you have, but eat a balanced diet. There is no special meal, but if you're having a balanced diet that has the vegetables in it, that has vitamins in it, all these things will ensure that your blood is well produced. So a balanced diet, a good lifestyle, adequate rest, a lot of fluids will ensure that the bone marrows produce blood well.
So apart from a day like this that is set aside to commemorate and celebrate blood donors and create awareness, what are agencies like the committee like yours and also government doing to ensure that awareness is sustained over a period of time?
Well, we have projects. It's an opportunity to talk about the project we're running right now. We have the Each One Reach 10 project.
Each one
Reach 10.
Reach 10.
Yes.
Okay, so I can reach 10 people.
Beautiful.
And then those 10 people can reach another 10 people. Each, like that?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a blockchain, because realize that everybody needs to be an advocate of voluntary blood donation for us to be able to meet everybody, to teach them, to inspire them about being a voluntary blood donor. So now I'm giving you that. You go out there, tell everybody about voluntary blood donation. We don't just stop about telling them. We try to encourage them to actually donate. Because how can you be, like in quotes and unquote, an evangelist for something if you are not practicing it? So you need to be able to practice voluntary blood donation, to be able to encourage another person to do it. So if you do that to 10 people, and then these 10 people also advocate to another 10 people, and these other 10 people advocate to another 10 people, it's going to, everybody's going to know about voluntary blood donation. Another thing we try to do is, we have the Club 25, that is a youth-based organization in the Lagos Blood Transition Service. It's actually an international organization, but we have taken them up and we encourage them. So these are people between the ages of 18 and 25 that have pledged to give 25 units of blood before they are 25. So the main thing about this, it helps you to have a good lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, and then it becomes an habit. So if you've donated 25 units of blood within a space of about 6-7 years, it becomes a habit. After the age of 25, it continues. So this helps us to actually imbibe the culture of blood donation. We also have a project in schools, tertiary institutions and senior secondary schools to actually talk to people about donation. You don't need to be 18 years old before you know about voluntary blood donation. So we go to talk to them, we teach them, they ask questions, because at that age it is easy for them to be exposed to blood hawkers, to touts that might collect blood from them. So we teach them the right thing. You give blood, it must be given at the right time, in the right place, in an hygienic condition. These are people that need the blood. So you try to change the mindset, we educate them. There are also other groups, because we have quite a number of, about 90% of the donors in Nigeria, actually coercive donors. So we have a project that tries to convert an individual that is a coercive donor to a voluntary blood donor. An example, somebody comes to you and tells you, hey sir, please donate blood for me. I have a surgery in the next few days. So you, at that time, you attempt a family replacement donor. So we try to convert you. Okay, you've donated for this person, but you need to come back to donate voluntarily. So we try to convert family replacement donors. Then these husband donors that used to exist, we still encourage them that you are not first to give blood before your spouse registers, but you can still give to save lives. So we have a lot of projects like that. And lastly, we try to celebrate every international observance. World Hepatitis Day is an opportunity to encourage you to donate blood. World AIDS Day, International Youth Day, World Humanitarian Day. It's a lovely one for us because voluntary blood donors are humanitarians.
All right. So I can walk into any hospital and say, I want to donate blood. So they check, they carry out the screening, and that's it.
You can't walk into any hospital.
Oh, okay. So,
so there are some hospitals.
Designated,
yes, not every hospital have got facilities for voluntary blood, for blood donation. So we have the 27 general hospitals. We have facilities for you to donate blood. We also have a number of private health facilities that also have facilities to donate blood. It has to be in an hospital environment with people that have been trained. We don't just collect blood like that. Okay.
So, but any general hospital within Lagos State?
Yes, the general hospitals, the Lagos State Blood Transition Service, voluntary blood donation centers, as well as the Lagos State Teaching Hospital.
All right. That's interesting. I think I'll have to consider that. Two things you've talked about: being a voluntary blood donor, and also each one reach 10, isn't it?
Each one reach 10, yes.
Fine. Very good. We'll take that up. Dr. Bodori Oshikomaya, thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.